Hey guys, so I'm supposed to be doing the video for day 18 even though it's a couple days after day 18. I didn't get a chance to do it, so I'm playing catch up a little bit here. But we're talking about poverty, and this being the third time we studied the issue of poverty, we read a different story, and this time we heard about a story of a family from Atlanta, Georgia. And this family actually decided that they wanted to do something completely radical, something so totally different that it would really impact the lives of the poor around them. They decided to literally cut all of their possessions in half and move to a house that was half the size of their house. They ended up with like $800,000 left over from the move, and so they gave all of that money away, and they cut the number of their possessions in half. And it was a really incredible testimony about what does it mean to radically follow Christ, and to radically, as Christ says, sell everything you have, give it to the poor, and follow me. So we were asked, what is something that we can cut in half? Well, I actually ended up spending the rest of the day considering this question and really wondering, what can I cut in half? We were away at a tournament and I couldn't, cut all my clothing in half because I wasn't around it, or cut my money in half because I didn't have any money there. But as I began to think about the time that I have, and there's a lot of time that we use for ourselves, whether that's surfing the web or reading a book. And while being at the speech and debate tournament, it really dawned on me that I could take half the time that I'd normally spend on just something that I prefer, something that I enjoy doing, and spend it investing in the life of another person. And even though this is something that we should always do, and so it wasn't super unique to the day and something I'd like to continue to do, but I took half my time after I finished my tests for school and just spent it on encouraging and influencing the competitors around, and just encouraging them to really strive to do their absolute best, but at the end of the day not worry about whether or not they won first, because in the end that's not the important thing. So we had a couple of passages that we were supposed to read, and one of them that really stood out to me was Matthew 26, in verses 6 through 13, where the woman, he's sitting in a man's house, and a woman comes and breaks a jar open and begins pouring this ointment on his feet. And the people there go, "Whoa, what are you doing? Why are you pouring this on his feet? You could sell that bottle for all of these dollars and give that money away to the poor." And Jesus rebukes them and tells them, no, no, no. What she's doing is an act of worship. It is good for her to do this, because you're always going to have the poor, but you're not always going to have me. And I think a really important lesson that we can take from that is, a lot of times we have a ton of time on our hand, and we might not all have the same amount of resources, the same giftings, but we all have the same time. And Christ is asking us, what are we doing with the time that He has given to us? How are we going to spend that time? Are we using that time to invest in the lives of others for a cause that's going to last a whole lot longer than our bodies will? Or are we just using that on ourselves? I think we, especially in America, have to be really careful about not just wasting a bunch of time on ourselves, but really begin investing in the lives of others, including the lives of the poor. So this is the end of what was day 18 on poverty.